My message is actually a message from the Inspector General of National Police Service, who sent us here. I'm saying us because we are two, to represent him. And with me, I have Reverend Kibinge Wamuturi Vizia. Kindly just stand up and wave from the National Police Service. Reverend, yes, he's over there. And he's a senior officer at the National Police Service. And why the IG sent the two of us is because he has seen a lot of importance in this, and he has attached a lot of importance in this National Dialogue Conference. He would have wished to be here, especially this day, but he's also attending another function, and I'm aware that some of the clergy have also joined them. It's a function of national importance, and that is why he's not here with us. Nevertheless, he directed us. You know, for us, we are not requested. He directed us to be here for 3 full days, and that is why I've been here since day one. And that shows the importance he has attached to this National Dialogue Conference. And his message is that he is present in thoughts, and he's waiting for our brief. We'll be briefing him tomorrow with the Reverend Kibinge on the deliberations of this conference. And he says that he's going to play his role as a leader in the National Police Service, so that whatever input is required from the NPS, he is really committed to facilitate. And be assured that we'll present him the documents here and brief him well, particularly page 21, an item on security sector reforms, so that he can also appreciate the concerns of religious leaders, particularly in regard to security sector reforms, and focusing on the past inquiries and even task force, which intended to highlight some of the lapses within the then security sector, which was then a force before it became a service. And now that we are a National Police Service, I think religious leaders have done good, even to take us back, to take stock and audit of what we ought to have done by now, and seemingly there is something that yet needs to be needed. So that is a brief that you are going to give him. And I can tell you for sure, and I'm speaking now as a Kenyan and also as a believer, that we have learned a lot, and we reaffirm that indeed the church is the conscience of the society, as the founding father said some times back. And we now gain hope that indeed there is something that is workable and even more inclusive that has been initiated by the head of state and his team, the Honorable Raila Odinga, and being a government agenda, Building Bridges Initiative. Now there is hope, more hope, that religious leaders are also thinking and also realigning our thoughts towards achieving of the BBI. And therefore, it is a big hope for all of us, and also a challenge for us to pick up on, particularly where the 3 days National Dialogue Conference has generated positive narratives and ideologies that can also roll out the BBI. And this is, to me, very encouraging. It is history in making, and it is a vehicle through which hope can be delivered to the people. I was really happy, also delighted to see the representation And this is what I'll tell the IG, that churches from all over Kenya have sent their representation. And I can attest to that because I see my reverend here, Reverend Lebarlaya, all the way from Samburu. That is where I come from. And many others. I've seen about 3 from Samburu. So that is a testimony that indeed dialogue, national dialogue process will reach to the people. And that's why I'm calling it a vehicle through which dialogue can be facilitated and positive narratives will be brought forward. And when we are doing music, I belong to that system of 844. We were doing GHCR and also music. We were learning about solfa notations. Do, re, mi, fa, sol, la, ti, do. That is on upward trend. Do, ti, la, so, fa, mi, re, do. Now, here, present, we are going to escalate narrative of positivity, that there is hope indeed, that Kenya, the new Kenya, is being realized in us and through us. So as we move forward, we are being sent by our Lordship, the bishops, to be the ambassadors of that positivity. Because as you know, and as we can tell, there's a lot of negative narratives about Kenya and Kenyans. So we rise above that and transcend above that narrative because the 3 days of National Dialogue Conference 1 has set the pace, and we will be talking. We will be talking to one another, and we will be collecting a lot of ideas, generating positive ideas. And therefore, this is a big step for Kenya, and I want to say, God bless Kenya.